Sir, at the count of 3, please cut the ribbon. Ready, sir? 1, 2, 3! I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Yusek Oscar Valenzuela of the DILG.
We would also like to acknowledge the presence of Undersecretary Angelito de Leon and of course our guest of honor and speaker, Honorable Enrique Manalo, Secretary of Department of Foreign Affairs, ably represented by Undersecretary Charles Jose, the Undersecretary for Multilateral Affairs and International Economic Relations of the Department of Foreign Affairs. Good morning, sirs.
Good morning, sir, and please come in. Welcome. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them another big round of applause.
tutuusin, wala naman talaga nananalo eh. Pero basta pag Pinoy, bahala na lang kayo kung paano nyo kami matatalo.
Yeah, some people have doubted him. This guy's won. He's now beaten the top 10 in the world. I think this fella's power just seems to travel upward him right through the legs. He almost defies logic.
Mga kababayan! Turn up! Tayo'y Pilipino, kahit anong kulay ng balat, isa sa puso. Mapatagano, Bisaya o Ilocano, walang tatalo sa bagsik ng ating tubo. Isigaw ng malakas ang ating panalo, huwag nang pag-usapan ng mga negatibong pangyayari sa mampanikana sa mundo. Kinabukasan na natin to panalo. Listen, I still remember when I was a kid and there was a duality. Comparing myself to a hero that already made it, like that's my reality. Forget all the sanity, I'ma just do it myself just to double the salary. And y'all would just laugh at me when I am the one that can thank my mama happily, bro. Keep on the giggles cause I make y'all proud of me, bro. Name another easy meal on Manny and it's just alone they can pack all the shows. Cause I'm sick of freaking sitting, bickering about all the money and tatted the clothes. So I spit it to existence with these witty fists and my flag to the globe. Y'all jabbing at me, I'ma clap back with a hook. But if both ain't knocking you out, he's an uppercut, then I'll book. Unorthodox but no rookie, southpaw to a bully. Not a single soul knows, so I'ma be living it fully. These bars never done, 3 stars in the sun. Hey, blue and red drink down on the flag, no we never fear none. Most of us didn't grow up with a trust fund, know that I'm willing to kill for a loved one. I'm on a move from nothing to someone, reminding my people to shout. Tayo'y Pilipino, kahit anong kulay ng balat, isa sa puso. Mapatagano, Bisaya o Ilocano, walang tatalo sa bagsik ng ating tubo. Isigaw ng malakas ang ating panalo, huwag nang pag-usapan ng mga negatibong pangyayari sa mampanikana sa mundo. Kinabukasan na natin to panalo. Hey, kung inakala mong isang lingwahe lang kayang gamitin ni Easy, may laka mapapala kung ganyan ka mag-isip. Kay ba't halak sisingil utang na galing sa loob na lumutang, hinain sa turon na may pusang sinaing sa Ilocano, uray no nga ipagkakinyayo ti o kinyayo di tuyak lang nagururay no sinuti ang tayo kaslanit sabit tanggap ang amin kinyaming ang payong at takal kaya tong napatayon kakanakay payong di ko Bisaya pero sulayan ako ilang sa takaw.
Check.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to request the awardees in today's ceremony to please occupy their respective seats. Once again, we'd like to call the awardees in today's ceremony to please occupy their respective seats or to their designated seats.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to request the awardees in today's ceremony to please occupy their respective seats or to their designated seats. Once again, we'd like to call the awardees in today's ceremony to please occupy their respective seats or to their designated seats.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to request the awardees in today's ceremony to please occupy their respective seats or to their designated seats. May I request everyone to please be seated. Please check your cell phones and other electronic gadgets to put in silent mode. Please all be seated and we will begin our program shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the 76th commemoration of the International Day of the United Nations Peacekeepers, an annual celebration to pay tribute to the dedication, selfless devotion, and commitment of the Filipino peacekeepers in the international humanitarian theater. May we request everyone to please rise for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, followed by the invocation to be led by Police Colonel Jaime Serino III, officer in charge of the PNP Chaplain Service.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Let us acknowledge the presence of God in our midst and offer our prayer. Almighty and eternal God, we gather here today to honor and commemorate the 76th International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers. With hearts full of gratitude, we lift our voices in prayer, seeking your guidance and blessing upon this solemn occasion. We thank you for the courage and dedication of the Filipino United Nations peacekeepers who have committed their lives to the noble cause of maintaining peace and security in the four corners of the world. We remember the sacrifices and the countless challenges they encounter. Bless them with your divine protection. May your strength sustain them and your wisdom guide their actions. We pray for peacekeepers who have lost their lives in the pursuit of peace. Grant them eternal rest and let your perpetual light shine upon them, knowing that in your mercy, peace springs eternal. Do make this gathering a memorable event, inspiring us all to be peacekeepers in our country. We offer this prayer in your name that is holy and good, now and forever. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. And now, let us watch and listen to an audio-visual presentation that will set the theme for the commemoration of today's event, hosted by the Department of the Interior and Local Government and the Department of Foreign Affairs in strong partnership with the SM Megamall Group.
Peace begins with me, with you, with all of us. Today, millions of people are suffering immense harm from conflict. Their lives torn apart by death, destruction, and displacement. For 75 years, United Nations peacekeepers have worked to save and change lives and help countries navigate the difficult path from conflict to peace and progress. The first UN peacekeeping mission was deployed to the Middle East in 1948, where military observers serving with the United Nations Truce Supervision Organization continue to work today to help bring stability to the region.
More than 2 million peacekeepers
From 125 countries have served in 71 operations, making a tangible difference to people in need across the world. Africa, the Americas, Asia and the Pacific, Europe and the Middle East. Peacekeepers are ordinary people working in dangerous and difficult conditions to achieve extraordinary outcomes. Over the years, their mandates have helped prevent conflict, protect civilians, advance political solutions, promote human rights, support democratic processes including elections, build capacity of state institutions, and ensure that women and youth lead and participate in conflict resolution and peace processes. The conditions peacekeepers operate in are more hazardous today than ever. Peacemaking is harder amidst rising global political tensions. Conflicts are more complex, and the climate crisis is hitting war-torn communities even harder. A surge in disinformation is fueling violence against peacekeepers and our partners. The iconic blue flag is now a target of deliberate attack. Despite these challenges, peacekeepers persevere alongside many partners in the collective pursuit of peace. UN peacekeeping is a remarkable enterprise of multilateralism and international solidarity, but it cannot meet all needs and expectations. Today, peacekeeping is relentlessly working to be more progressive, innovative, and effective to succeed amidst new threats and mounting challenges. For 75 years, UN peacekeeping has served and supported millions of people caught up in catastrophic conflict. More than 4,000 peacekeepers have lost their lives serving under the UN flag. Their legacy and the courage and commitment of the 87,000 peacekeepers serving today inspires us and reminds us to take action, because peace begins with me, you, and all of us.
Thank you very much. At this point, let us now hear the welcome messages from the esteemed host partners. From the Department of the Interior and Local Government, the Honorable Secretary Benjamin C. Abalos Jr., ably represented by Undersecretary Oscar Valenzuela.
Department of Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Charles C. Jose, of the Multilateral Affairs and International Economic Relations. Department of National Defense Undersecretary Angelito De Leon, of the Capability Assessment and Development. Of course, UNDP official Mr. Khalid Hassan, of the International Labor Organization's Philippines Director. We were with Mr. Khalid some 2 days ago, yeah, in dialogue at Camp Crame. And Police Lieutenant General John Arnaldo, the Chief Directorial Staff of the Philippine National Police. We have also Assistant Secretary Lilia De Leon of the DILG, and Asek Billy Racho of the Department of Interior and Local Government also. Well, the officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police, our friends from here at SM Megamall. A historic morning to everyone. It is my distinct honor to join all of you on behalf of the DILG and our good leader, Secretary Benhar C. Abalos Jr. For 76 years, the international security architecture witnessed several developments, and peacekeeping has been one of the significant tools utilized by the United Nations to respond to the growing challenges of building a sustainable future together. It can be recalled that the Philippine government, under the able leadership of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., unceasingly bids for a seat in the non-permanent membership of the UN Security Council with a strong pledge to increase the presence of Filipino peacekeepers. In his last engagement as the country representative in the third session of the United Nations Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice in Vienna, Austria, earlier this month, DILG Secretary Ben-Har Abalos Jr. likewise echoed the same vision. Our good secretary shared that once elected at the UN Security Council, we will serve our duty with a deep dedication to a peaceful, just, and equitable international order, a key element that would allow all nations to fulfill its aspirations. So today, as we celebrate the 76th International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers, we also look back on their remarkable and invaluable contributions toward global peace. The DILG, as the national arm of the government mandated to oversee and act upon peace and order initiatives in the country, is committed to contributing and bolstering our peace and security efforts in realizing the President's aspiration. Leading in this vision is the DILG's Philippine National Police, safeguarding the Filipino people by ensuring that law enforcement, crime prevention, and public safety programs are in place. On this very day, the Philippine National Police signed a memorandum of agreement with the National Amnesty Council, instituting collaborative efforts to attain the objectives of the peace program of the government, to include the nurturing of a climate conducive to peace and reconciliation and the reintegration of rebels into mainstream society. The DILG likewise developed the Peace in Order and Public Safety Plan. We call it locally the PAPS Plan, 2023-2025, serving as a blueprint of local peace and order councils in implementing peacekeeping initiatives among the localities. The department is instrumental in the recruitment of members of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, the MILF, and the Moro National Liberation Front, the MNLF, to the PNP to ensure lasting peace in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Just last month, 100 former Moro combatants entered the police regional office in Bangsamoro Autonomous Region from the BATS Bangsamoro Kapulisan, Sandigan ng Lipunang Pilipino, or Bakas Lipi. These initiatives are clear stamps of our commitment in DILG towards making the Philippines a safer country to live in. It also serves as a manifestation that the country is more than ready to serve and fulfill its obligation in the United Nations Charter as global peacemakers. The ceremony's theme, Peace Begins with Me, Fit for the Future, Building Together, coincides with our shared vision on how peace is attained, starting from each of us, our communities, and beyond our national borders. Furthermore, the recent partnership between DILG and the United Nations guarantees alignment of the peacekeeping framework from the international level down to the local level in order to attain one of the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, which is the SDG number 16 on peace, justice, and strong institutions. Beyond all of these efforts and initiatives, may we not forget to pay tribute to the people who dedicated their lives to provide service in peacekeeping amidst the challenges and constraints, and to honor those who lost their lives fighting for this noble cause. Together, let us never falter in aiming for a lasting peace in the Bagong Pilipinas and in the world. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you very much, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Department of National Defense, the Honorable Gilbert Teodoro Jr. is ably represented here today by Undersecretary Angelito de Leon. Let us give him a warm applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Allow me first to express my warmest greetings and felicitations to the dignitaries with me in the stage. Of course, representing our keynote message, the guest of honor is representing the Honorable Enrique Manalo, Undersecretary Treasurer. Representing Attorney Benjamin Abalos of the DILG, Yusek Valenzuela, sir. The UNDP representative from the ILO Country Director, Mr. Khalid Asar. Sir. Police Lieutenant General Arnaldo. Fellow Undersecretaries and Assistant Secretaries present, Peacekeepers from the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police, other distinguished guests, fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning. The Secretary of National Defense, Attorney Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., has tasked me to represent him. He is now with the President on the way to Singapore for the Shangri-La Dialogue. And allow me to read his message. Ensuring peace and stability has always been a hallmark of the Philippine democratic story. From our earliest days as an independent nation, we Filipinos have remained steadfast in the pursuit of peace, striving for all peoples to enjoy the peace and freedom we have struggled so hard to achieve. In this spirit, the Philippines has been continuously committed to the peacekeeping missions of the United Nations. A testament to this is the Philippines' long UN peacekeeping tradition of 60 years. As a nation of peace-loving people, we have contributed to 24 UN-led and authorized peacekeeping missions with nearly 14,000 Filipino personnel deployed to date. Beyond the numbers and statistics, each Filipino who has contributed to the pursuit of international peace through the United Nations, whether by serving on the ground or by providing support from home, has played a significant role in forging a more stable, rules-based international order. This is highlighted by the peacekeepers that have paid the ultimate sacrifice of their lives, and may I invite your attention to that portion of the exhibit where 10 Filipino peacekeepers are memorialized with Captain Conrado Yap, was given his, the ultimate sacrifice in South Korea. In this respect, the international community has witnessed that for the Philippines and Filipinos, our commitment to the UN peacekeeping is not only a duty expected of us as a responsible partner, but also a true reflection of the values that each Filipino holds in the highest regard. These values are more evident than ever in our current context in 2024. As Filipinos continue the noble tradition of UN peacekeeping, as the prospects of international peace are continuously threatened by the shadow of war in various corners of the globe, Filipino personnel have been invaluable to different UN peacekeeping missions and engagements worldwide. Equally important are the Filipino government employees who work tirelessly within our borders to ensure that our commitments to the international community are met and that our peacekeepers are well supported. The dedication with which these Filipinos have performed their duties, often at great personal cost, is a manifestation of Filipino professionalism and a testament to the strength of the Filipino spirit amid adversity. Thus, it is only right that all persons who have contributed to Philippine peacekeeping be recognized. Further, it is even more necessary to honor those Filipino personnel who have especially distinguished themselves in the field of UN peacekeeping. While the honor that these personnel have brought to the nation is unquantifiable, what must be even more underscored are the fruits of their actions, that is, the strengthening of peace and stability in those areas in which they are deployed, or through their efforts made at home. In this regard, my colleagues in the Department of National Defense and I wish to express our profound gratitude to those who have made the tremendous sacrifice. We are deeply thankful to all those who have, over the past years, contributed immeasurably to the Philippine government's commitment to UN peacekeeping efforts. Thank you very much, and I wish all of you a very pleasant morning. End of quote. That is a message of the Secretary of National Defense, Attorney Gilberto C. Tudoro Jr. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you very much, Undersecretary Angelito De Leon of the Department of National Defense. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the United Nations Development Program, the resident coordinator for the UN Country Team, Mr. Gustavo Gonzalez, is ably represented here today by Mr. Khalid Hassan, International Labor Organization Counting Director. Let's give him a warm applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Excellencies, all protocols observed. We had an excellent meeting with the Undersecretary a few days back. All the discussions took place about how we will support all of you in the process. Today, as we pay tribute to the more than 76,000 serving United Nations peacekeepers, of which 26 are from the Philippines, and more than 2 million women and men that have served in the past. Hailing from 120 countries, the UN Blue Helmets today serves in 11 peace operations in conflict-affected areas in Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. Day in, day out, at great personal risk, these women and men bravely work in some of the most dangerous and unstable places on the earth to protect the civilians, uphold human rights, support elections, strengthen institutions. The United Nations is thankful to the service provided by the peacekeepers. They are part of the long tradition. For over 75 years, United Nations peacekeepers have supported communities rocked by conflict, upheavals, across 71 missions, with Filipino women and men having served in 21 of these missions. While serving under the UN flag, embodying humanity's highest ideal, peace, more than 4,300 women and men have paid the ultimate price. We will never forget them. In his global message this year, the United Nations Secretary General reminded us all of the proven track record of the peacekeeping for the world. But he also emphasized, in order for the peacekeepers to respond to the challenges of today and tomorrow, they need the world's support. He reminded that the September summit of the future will be a moment for all countries to carry ideas forward for the new agenda for peace, which links peacekeeping with all the efforts to prevent and end conflict, and sets out path for multilateral peace and security operations to remain a viable tool to address future crises and conflicts. The Secretary General called on the member states to recommit to supporting those who work for peace, the UN peacekeepers. Achieving peace talks, and it takes hard work, but only strong commitment from the member states can ensure that the peacekeeping continues to work as an effective multilateral tool for the global peace and security. The UN peacekeepers have been a proven part of the solution for the 75 years, assisting host countries in navigating the difficult path from conflict to peace. But this cannot be achieved without the political support and the ability and the commitment to contribute troops rapidly, and when needs arises is key. And the only member states can fulfill this commitment. I would like to thank the Philippines, a regular contributing country, for its continuous support to UN peacekeeping. This is the testament of the country's commitment to peace, security, and multilateralism. Thank you. Salamat po.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Khalid Hassan, United Nations International Labour Organization Countering Director. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Council for the United Nations Peace Operations with the Department of Foreign Affairs will give due recognition for the efforts, commitment, and selfless devotion of Filipino peacekeepers and deserving personnel involved on the management of peacekeeping activities.
We shall now have the recognition ceremony, and to present the awards is our guest of honor and speaker, Undersecretary Charles Jose, together with today's event host partners, the DILG, DND, UNDP, and from the PNP. For exhibiting bravery and courage in fulfilling their mandated tasks in support of the United Nations at various levels of risks as a professional, reliable, and competent Filipino peacekeeper, the NCUNPO Bravery Award is given to Major Rodel Q. Torres, Lieutenant Commander Elizabeth Espera, O-134841 from the Philippine Navy, Major Amabel Campos, O-14763 from the Philippine Army, Lieutenant Colonel Melin Neroza, O-13908 from the Philippine Army. Thank you very much. Lieutenant Colonel Andy O. Raimundo, O-135971 from the Philippine Army. Thank you very much. Police Lieutenant Colonel Mary Ann Male from the Philippine National Police. Thank you very much. Police Lieutenant Colonel Desiree Limbo. Thank you very much. We shall now proceed to the NCUNPO Service Award. In recognition of his work in policymaking and implementation, facilitation of Philippine involvement in the United Nations peace operations, the NCUNPO Service Award is given to Lieutenant Colonel Noel Pataray, O-13771 from the Philippine Army. Thank you very much. Lieutenant Commander Arthur Jefferson Layug, O-15853 from the Philippine Navy. Thank you very much. Lieutenant Colonel May Garingarao, O-142967, Judge Advocate General Service. Thank you very much. Colonel Francisco Godoy Jr., represented by Colonel Louis Villanueva from the Philippine Army. Thank you very much. Lieutenant Colonel Mabeline Madonge, O-132046 from the Philippine Army. Thank you very much. Lieutenant Colonel Arvin Encinas, O-133240 from the Philippine Army. Thank you very much. Major Jaril Villanueva, O-16399 from the Philippine Army. Thank you very much. Major Bernanit Soriano, O-141310 from the Philippine Air Force. Thank you very much. Master Sergeant Ronald Reyes, 791637 from the Philippine Navy, Marines. Thank you very much. Master Sergeant George Lumaday, 817570 from the Philippine Army. Thank you very much. Damage Control Man First Class Sol Bautista from the Philippine Navy. Thank you very much. Damage Control Man First Class Patrick Gampon from the Philippine Navy. Thank you very much. Technical Sergeant Juni Gonzagan from the Philippine Navy, Marines. Thank you very much. Technical Sergeant Remy Dayaday from the Philippine Army. Thank you very much. Airman First Class Lester Garcia from the Philippine Air Force. Thank you very much. Airman First Class Hilford Gyrex Villanueva from the Philippine Air Force. Thank you very much. Airwoman First Class Judy Rose Bungkasan from the Philippine Air Force. Thank you very much. Seaman Second Class Yoman J. Fabillar from the Philippine Navy. Thank you very much. Miss Angel Manuel. Miss Michelle Budadera. Thank you very much, Mr. Rondic Magbuhos. Thank you very much, Miss Melzy Gavino. Thank you very much. From the Philippine National Police, Police Major Sanco Seledio. Thank you very much. Police Lieutenant Jose Anthony Karim. Thank you very much. Police Executive Master Sergeant Willerson Filoga. Thank you very much. NUP Christy Lingan. Thank you very much. From the Department of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Anthon Ayaco. Thank you very much. And Miss Jeveline Alina. Thank you very much. As this year's co-host for this event, the Philippine National Police will now recognize senior police officers who served in UN missions as peacekeepers, having sacrificed time away from loved ones to contribute to the noble objectives of the United Nations, in lending helping hands in faraway strange foreign lands as Ambassador of the Philippines for Peace and Security. The Medalya ng Katangi-Tanging Gawa or the PNP Outstanding Achievement Medal is awarded to Police Lieutenant General John A. Arnaldo, the Chief of the Directorial Staff, for having served in East Timor from August 25, 1999 to August 25, 2000, in Kosovo from November 8, 2001 to November 8, 2002, and from Haiti from February 10, 2006 to November 10, 2007. Thank you very much, sir. Police Lieutenant General Roderick Armamento, Commander of Area Police Command Luzon, for having served twice in East Timor from March 8, 2000 to March 8, 2001, and November 29, 2007 to April 17, 2009. Once again, Police Lieutenant General Roderick Armamento, Commander of Area Police Command Luzon. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir, once again. Next is Police Major General Westrimundo Obinque, the Director for Intelligence, for having served in Liberia from September 27, 2007 to September 27, 2008. Thank you very much, sir. Police Major General Neil B. Alinsangyan, the Director for Controllership, for having served twice in East Timor from June 15, 2002 to December 15, 2003, and from August 9, 2004 to May 20, 2005, and Darfur from May 13, 2009 to June 13, 2010. Thank you very much, sir. Police Major General Bernard Bana, the Director for Police Community Relations, for having served in the United Nations operation in Côte d'Ivoire from November 12, 2005 to May 12, 2007. Thank you very much, sir. And Police Major General Edgar Alan Okubu, the Director for the Civil Security Group, for having served in UNMISET from June 15, 2002 to November 15, 2003, and twice in UNMIC from June 23, 2005 to September 24, 2006, and May 13, 2008 to March 20, 2009. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, congratulations to the NCUNPO awardees. Job well done. And to our presenters, sirs, you may now be seated.
Thank you very much, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us hear the message of our guest of honor and speaker, Honorable Enrique Manalo, the Secretary of Department of Foreign Affairs, ably represented here today by Undersecretary Charles Jose, Undersecretary for Multilateral Affairs and International Economic Relations of the Department of Foreign Affairs. Let's give him a warm applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Officials from member agencies comprising the National Council and UN Peace Operations, the Department of National Defense, and the Department of the Interior and Local Government, as well as the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police. Representative from the UN country team, to our gallant peacekeepers who are represented today, fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen. Today we honor the heroism, service, and sacrifice of the men and women who have helped and are still helping countries across the globe transition from conflict to peace under the United Nations peacekeeping banner as we mark the 76th International Day of UN Peacekeepers. I am proud to note that as a country, the Philippines has significantly contributed to international peacekeeping, having deployed more than 14,000 blue helmets since the storied Limbas Squadron first flew over the Congo in 1963. That is why we are also commemorating this year the 61st anniversary of Philippine participation in UN peacekeeping operations, which has been a hallmark of our country's contribution to the maintenance of global peace and in defense of the international rules-based order. On the sidelines of the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September 2022, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. conveyed to UN Secretary General Antonio Gutierrez the Philippines' interest in enhancing the country's role in UN peacekeeping. The National Council on UN Peace Operations, or NCUNPO, chaired by the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, immediately set out to craft a 5-year roadmap which is close to finalization. This roadmap will streamline and enhance Philippine efforts in UN peacekeeping to better convey our country's role as a partner, pathfinder, and peace builder, especially as we bid to become a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council for the term 2027 to 2028. Last week, we heard from female peacekeepers regarding their experiences and insights at a forum held at the Lyceum of the Philippines University, Manila, highlighting the key role that women play in the maintenance of international peace and security. I note that even longer than our participation in UN peacekeeping, the Philippines has championed women's rights, inclusion, and participation, especially the Women, Peace, and Security agenda. To this end, the Philippines will be hosting this October a high-level international conference on women, peace, and security to push the conversation forward ahead of the 25th anniversary of the landmark UN Security Council Resolution 1325 on the Women, Peace, and Security agenda next year. Truly, the Philippines remains steadfast and true to its advocacies and commitments to the community of nations, championing both the rightful place of women in the world and working on the ground to ensure that the benefits of peace reach the farthest corners of the globe. In closing, let me take this opportunity to thank the Department of the Interior and local government and the Philippine National Police for hosting this year's commemoration of the International Day of UN Peacekeepers, especially to the DILG Undersecretary Oscar F. Valenzuela, the Chief PNP Police General Romel Francisco Marbil, and the Directorate for Plans for organizing this event. Let me also congratulate and thank our NCUNPO awardees for your vital contributions to the Philippines' UN peacekeeping effort. May you never waver in your commitment to serve with courage and excellence, and may your accomplishments continue to inspire others to keep the peacekeeping flame alive. Thank you, and I wish everyone an enjoyable and memorable commemoration.
Thank you very much, sir. Undersecretary Charles Jose, Undersecretary for Multilateral Affairs and International Economic Relations of the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Our guest of honor and speaker will now receive a token for his invaluable inspiration shared in today's event. May we request Undersecretary Valenzuela from the DILG, Undersecretary De Leon from the DND, Mr. Khalid Hassan from the UNDP, together with the Chief of the Directorial Staff of PNP, Police Lieutenant General John A. Arnaldo, for the presentation of token to our guest of honor and speaker. And may we also request our guest of honor and speaker to move forward. Token given is a replica of a blue helmet from the United Nations. Thank you. And also, tokens from the Chief of the Philippine National Police is given to our guest of honor and speaker. Thank you very much, sir. And may we request our guest of honor and our representatives to please remain standing for the presentation of tokens to SM Megamall Group. May we request Mr. Christian Mathay, the AVP Operations Premier 2 of SM Megamall, to receive the award. Token. Thank you very much, sirs. You may now be seated, sirs.
We now proceed, sir, to our part opportunity. And
Sequence of the photo opportunity as follows. First, we will have the bravery awardees. Next is the service awardees, followed by our PNP awardees. So first, we will have our bravery awardees. On deck, next will be the service awardees. Thank you very much. Next group will be the service awardees. Thank you very much. And lastly, our PNP awardees. Thank you very much.
We will now proceed to the ceremonial donning of blue helmets and vests. We now cap our opening ceremony by inviting our guest of honor speaker, the undersecretaries of DILG, DND, our chief PMP, and chief of staff of the AFP, and the UNDP and their immediate representative, resident coordinator for the ceremonial donning of the UN blue helmets and vests for our invited media and press partners.
The blue helmet and the vests symbolize the women and men, civilians, police and military for serving under the United Nations flag in the implementation of mandate of peacekeeping missions. Donning these not only signify being one in the general objectives in peacekeeping, but showing support to our peacekeepers in responding to the challenges of today and tomorrow. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the ceremonial donning of blue helmets and vests. May we also invite our representatives from the PNP, Philippine Army,
Ladies and gentlemen, we had just witnessed the opening program of the commemoration of the 76th International Day of the United Peacekeepers. And we are inviting everyone for the public display. The exhibit is now open. Once again, I'd like to thank our distinguished guests. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. And also, we'd like to thank SM Megamall team for their support to this activity. Maraming salamat, SM Megamall. We now come to the second part of our program.